go for a quick recap of the underkeel clearance calculations or your draft calculations. This is a brush up. I'm sure you know most of this. You have a static draft of the ship. This draft is basically the draft when the ship is dead stopped in the water. How do you check it? You can visually check it. You have the load indicator giving you this draft. Every time the ship moves, there are other factors at play. So every time the ship is moving ahead, there is a displacement of water around the ship, which is called squat. And due to the squat, there is a dynamic draft which is more than the static draft. So you have to allow for squat, and you get it from the squat calculation tables or certified softwares. The static draft is usually calculated in seawater, density 1.025. Anytime you go to dock water or fresh water, the density is changing. So the ship is going to sink down. You have to allow for that. When the ship is moving, there may be pitching. When the ship trims, there is draft increase. There is a draft increase with heel. And that's not all. You might think that the ship is a straight line from forward to aft, but in reality the ship might be sagging in the middle due to the distribution of load. So basically what that means is the forward and aft draft is now less than the midship draft. So the midship draft being more, you have to allow for that, and this is the allowance for sag which we have to account for. The hogging of the ship would create the opposite effect, but that would not really increase your draft. So the bottom line is, when you carry out the draft calculations, you need to allow for all these factors. Your company manuals, the navigation manual would give you a guidance on which factors to allow. Once you allow for these factors, what you get is the dynamic or calculated draft of the ship. To this draft, you must add the minimum underkeel clearance which is required by your company. It may be 10% or any other figure depending on your company requirements. When you add the minimum underkeel clearance required to the maximum calculated draft or dynamic draft, what you get is the minimum depth of water which you need to navigate safely as per your company policy. Think about this. This is pretty simple to understand, right? You had a dynamic draft, which is the draft of the ship after all the allowance. To that you added the minimum UKC. So obviously this is the minimum depth required as per the company policy. Now how much is the actual depth of water which you can expect in a certain area? You have to calculate that before you go there. How do you calculate that? You get the depth as per the chart. This is the depth as per the chart datum. To that you add the height of tide or any other allowances. This gives you the actual depth of water which you can expect. You probably have already figured it out. Our point over here is to make sure that the actual depth of water should be always more than the minimum depth required as per the company policy. If the actual depth of water is less than the minimum depth required, you cannot navigate there safely and you will be violating the company UKC policy. Well, now coming to the EGDIS safety settings. As we had already discussed, the safety contour on the EGDIS is usually set at the minimum depth which is required as per the company policy. What is that depth? Let's take a live example here. Let's take the example of a fairly big ship with a static draft of 21.5 meters. To get the dynamic draft, we have allowed for 0.5 meter squat, 0.1 meter trim allowance, 0.1 meter of heel. We have not allowed for dock water allowance, and we have allowed for 0.1 meter of sag. So the dynamic draft here has become 22.3 meters. This is the actual draft of the ship when the ship is moving. To this we have added minimum UKC of 10%, which is 2.23 meters. So the total minimum depth required as per the company policy is 22.3 plus 2.23, which is equal to 24.53 meters. In simple words, what this means is the ship can safely navigate following the company policies on a depth of more than 24.53 meters. There is another thing to consider over here, and that is the CADZOC. What is CADZOC? CADZOC is essentially the accuracy of the chart. So think about this. We are considering that the depth written on the chart is accurate, and we are basing all our calculations and safety parameters based on that. What if it is not? If the CADZOC value of the chart is low, that would mean that the chart is not that accurate, and you have to have allowance for that. Follow your company policy in this regard on how to apply CADZOC, and your minimum depth required may be actually more than 24.53. If the CADZOC value is high, we can trust the soundings on the chart, and in that case, the minimum depth becomes 24.53 for this example. Let's assume that the chart is accurate, and this is the value we are taking. as the safety depth and safety contour on the ECDIS. Of course, we'll jump to the next integer, which is 25 meter, because you don't have anything like 24.53 on the ECDIS. So 25 meter would be our safety depth and safety contour settings. That was, in a nutshell, a very quick recap on your UKC calculations and draft calculations.